Hey friends, it's Judy Klock coming to you today for another tutorial, and this time I am featuring one of the new products from the annual catalog that I simply could not wait to get my hands on. So let me switch my screen and we will get started. So when I went to OnStage in March, they had a demonstrator there who demonstrated this bundle called the Party Dies Bundle. You can buy these separately or you can buy them together. It's these dies that I just think they're so fun. And I think they're great, not only for scrapbooking, but for card making. And I can't even get them out. But this one is the Party Banners Bundle. And it's got 14 different banner sizes and a couple of little places to put, like if you want to put holes to string the banners together, which I'll show you. But these are the 14 different banners. So the largest is about 7.5 by 5.5. So that would be the largest, and the smallest is about 1 by about 2. So not only can you use these for banners, then they all layer into each other. So you could certainly make, a multiple layered banner, but I just thought these were so fun. And I cut these down just so I would have the sizes ready for me to use when I want to plan something. And then they had these great letter dies that I'm not going to take them all out, but it's got all of the letters, and they're about 2 inches tall by about 2 inches, not quite 2 inches wide, 2.25 inches tall by about 1.5 inches wide. I'm just double checking, but that seems to be about the right height. So not quite 2 by, a little bit, not quite 2 by 2. But anyway, we're going to work with these tonight and use these to create a couple of different cards, the banners and the letters, and then we're going to make the start of a banner that I'm going to use for Stampalooza, Shenandoah Stampalooza. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at our projects for tonight. So our first project is really just a fun little happy birthday card. And you can see I've used that smallest banner right up here, and I used another stamp set that I got this as a freebie at OnStage, and I didn't really think I was going to like it, but the more I use it, the more I really do like it. So it's called Layered Thoughts, and I just thought that was a great one to use on our party banners card. And then I also am using another one. This was another one I saw at OnStage, and I'm like, I need this. It's one of our background stamps. It's called Stripes and Dots. Now, normally our background stamps are all one piece. It's not in here because it's out on my stamping platform. But normally that's what our background dies look like, right? They look like all one big piece. This is actually 4 pieces. So you can actually use any one of these, and we will be using some of these tonight. We'll be using it just as all 4, and I'll also be using 2 of them for the party banners card. Our next card is just, how fun is this? It's just cut like the banner, but I didn't cut it across the top. So we've got a card here that looks like a banner, and we've just got the HBD for happy birthday right on the front. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm not going to actually make this with you tonight, but I do want to show you what I am working on. And this is where I've taken the banners, and I'm going to use them to create a welcome to Stampalooza sign. Isn't that cute? And I don't know if I'm going to use like with the white on the black letters on the white, or just do the black letters right on the DSP, or do like a black banner with a white letter or a corresponding color cardstock colored letter. But this is going to be a banner. And how fun is that? Simple, easy to do. Got a little bit of twine behind there, and that is our banner that we're doing with our banner dies. So let's go ahead. Our first card that we're going to work on is going to be that Azure Afternoon birthday card. So I've got here a piece of our Azure Afternoon. It's 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4.25. I have a piece of basic white for the inside. This is 5.25 by 4. I'm not going to stamp on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my card. The reason I'm not going to stamp is I'm going to write something. on the inside. Okay, and then I've got our banners. I've got our Berry Burst and our Lemon Lime Twist. And these colors, these were given to me by my Crafty Color Combo Magic Tool. If you don't have that yet, you want to grab it, I'll put the link down in the description. It's a free online tool. You can just say, hey, I want to make a birthday card for kids. What colors should I use? And it will come back and give you what colors they think would work together. So these two combos, the Azure Afternoon Lemon Lime Twist and Berry Burst, were one of the combos. And the other one, Soft Sea Foam Pool Party and Petal Pink, was another one of the combos. I only used the two of them today because I knew I was doing the letters, the banners, but this is what I got. It says, hey, you're using the new party banners dies for a birthday card. So it gave me my soft subtle combo, which is Soft Sea Foam, Petal Pink, or Pool Party, my bold bright of Berry Burst, Lemon Lime Twist, and Azure Afternoon. And then my elegant combo was Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, and Misty Moonlight. I will use that again for some kind of card. I just don't know when, but it says, hey, my card base is Azure Afternoon, banners for Lemon Lime Twist and Berry Burst, sentiments and embellishments, Berry Burst. I chose to go with the Azure Afternoon, but that's what the tool does. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me stamp my sentiment. Now, on times when my card, when my stamp is bigger than my ink pad, I put my stamp upside down and I ink it this way. Okay, that's when I have a really big stamp. Okay, I'm going to close this because you know me and ink pads tend to get messy. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp this. And then I'm going to trim that down later, but that'll work for now. I'm just going to put that off to the side. Now, for my little banners, I used the same color. So I did tone on tone. So for my Lemon Lime Twist, I'm going to take this off. I took this big one, the big lines. Just going to peel that right off. I'm going to use it again later. And I'm going to put it on here. It will fit on this block. I'm going to ink it up. Ooh, I got a little gem in there. I don't know where that came from. It came from somewhere. All right, and then I'm going to take this, and I'm actually going to use this. I'm going to do it on a diagonal. I'm just going to kind of go just like that. Okay. So now I've got my diagonal stripes on one of my banners. I should have inked this one upside down too, but I didn't. And I'm going to go and do my other banner. All right, so now I've got those two done. Let me clean this because I want to put it back on our Stampin' platform. Unfortunately, we can no longer sell our stamping platform. There are others on the market. So if you are in the market for a stamping platform, I would say go ahead and Google. Probably get one on Amazon. I don't have any particular brands to recommend. Okay. Put this back on there. Now for my Berry Burst, I'm going to use the dots. Okay, so we're going to have stripes and dots. I'm going to close that up. So I just think this is such a fun little card. Love these colors. Okay, again, pick it up. Again, doesn't matter if I go. It doesn't really matter if I go which way. I'm going to go this way. Okay, and then we've got another one. Okay, and make sure you're doing this on scrap paper because as you can see, those banners are much smaller than your stamp. So if you don't want to get your ink all over your work surface, make sure that you are using a piece of scrap paper. I did just have my chamois, my Stampin' chamois to clean up my dies, my dies. Listen to me. My stamps. Been a long day, folks. I don't know. I only had one cup of coffee today. Maybe one wasn't enough. All right. Let me just stick this back on my platform for now. We'll fix it again before we do our card. Let's go ahead and put this card together. So I'm going to take, I've got my little banners. Doesn't matter. I'm going to start with the two ends. I'm going to alternate. So I'm going to actually, let me see if I can use some Stampin' Seal. I'm almost out. I don't have a spare over here. So I'm going to put my two ends on first, and I'm going to match them to the top and the edges. Okay, and this one's going to be our berry burst on the right side. Okay. It's just easier sometimes if I can turn it around. All right. Now I'm just going to put these two here, and I'm just going to like kind of, before I stick them, I want to make sure I have the placement right. So I'm just going to kind of, okay, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to add my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to add this one. Okay, we're going to add this one. Oh my goodness, I can't even pick it up. All right, and we're going to add that one right there. How fun are those? Are those fun? I think those are so fun. Then somewhere over here, I have a trimmer. I have a paper trimmer buried under 30 banners that I punched. All right, so I'm just going to trim this down. Okay, now, if my first thought, and I'm going to show you because I didn't like it, my first thought was to kind of trim it and like fussy cut it a little bit. I didn't really like that so much, so I just went with the solid white. But you could certainly fussy cut that if you chose, if that's what you wanted to do. And I'm just going to add some dimensionals. It's kind of a big one, so I think I'm going to add like 3 across the top and 3 across the bottom, because like I said, it's fairly large one. Okay. And then you can embellish this any way you want. You can add gems, you can add ribbons, you can add Wink of Stella. You can get as fancy as you want with your card. I'm going to keep mine kind of basic today, and we're just going to leave it at that. But that's using the smallest party banners dies, and you can use them to do your cards. I just think that's so fun. All right, so for our next card, we're going to get a piece of our soft seafoam. Now, I've already cut my letters, cut my happy birthday, and I used the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder to kind of give them a little bit of texture. Okay, we're going to stamp on this. We're going to add this to the inside after we die cut it. But now what we want to do is when we put this on our stamping platform, we want to position this so the top edge is just above that fold line. Can you see that? I don't know if you could see that. I'm trying. There you go. I want to make sure that when I put this on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, this top cut line is above my folded edge. So let's bring in our stamping or our cutting platform. All right. I don't have a lot of room here to work. All right. So there we go. Now, let me bring in so I've got plate number 1. I've got plate number 2. I've got my first plate number 3. Now, you can see I've been using it because it's warping. All right. Now I'm going to put on my cardstock. I'm going to put my banners die on so that it is just above that fold line. And then to make sure I get it, I'm going to add some of this 3M post-it note tape to hold that in place. So hopefully it will not cut that top edge. I'm going to add my second plate number 3, and we're going to run it through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay. Now, I meant to tell you which one this was. So let me pull out my dies again for just 1 minute. This one, I think it was like the 4th or the 5th from the largest. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it was the 5th largest. Look, cut it perfectly. And we didn't cut our fold. So perfect. So that was the 5th largest. For the inside white piece, I did 1 up. So that would be the 6th from the largest. And then for the front, I went up 2 from this. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 from the largest. So that is how I used those. Now, for my front piece, on this piece, I just did the dots, but I wanted to try to use the whole thing. So I'm going to line these up, right? So that we might not get all of the design, but we'll get most of the design. Just going to add. So they line up. They really do line up. I promise you they line up. So, and there's a Christmas one that's 4 pieces. It's really pretty. I haven't gotten that one yet, but I think I will. And starting on June 3rd, there is a sale, a sweet sale. You can buy 1 suite of products, 1 product suite, and get 1 half price. So be on the lookout for that on June 3rd. Maybe it's June 3rd, which I think is Tuesday. I think June 1st is Sunday. All right. This one I want to do in our pool party. Now for this one, I want to get the whole thing. So I'm not going to use the magnets. So I am going to use just a little tiny, here it is, my little tiny 3M tape. And I'm just going to kind of put this on the back because that won't matter. And I'm just going to use it to hold it to my stamping platform. Okay. So I'm going to see. So I will get, it looks like I will get almost all of the designs. So let's go ahead. Let's ink up. Let's take this out for a minute. All right. Here we go. We're going to ink this up with our pool party. I don't know which part will be touching my cardstock, so I'm going to ink up the whole thing. I think this is so fun. I just love this. Love this. Okay, I'm going to stick it in. All right, I'm going to press it down. Got my little air hockey thing here. Somebody made this for me, one of my teammates. Got a little felt on the bottom. Gives you a nice even pressure. How fun is that? Okay, I like this. So that is the, what did I say? This was Stripes and Dots big background stamp. So very fun. Like I said, you can use them individually. You can use them all together. But let's finish up our card. So we have here our card base. This is going to go on the front. Let's go ahead and add that. Oops. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our white to the inside. And I will have all of these measurements on my blog post, which will be up probably tomorrow. But it will be there along with a shopping list. Now, if you like these party dies, they're expensive. The bundle is expensive. But if you sign up and if you want them, here's how you get them. Sign up right now in May while we have our join special. You can pick $165 worth of products for just $99, and you can add this party dies bundle, which I believe is $125. You can add that to your starter kit And plus then you get another $40 worth of products. And then you pay just the $99. So that is the best way to get this party die bundle if you really want it. And I think you really do because I love it. I think there's a lot. Oh no, my glue came out a little too much. All right, let's wipe some of this on there. Getting so excited. I'm telling you how to get the party die bundle. I wasn't even paying attention. I've got all this glue on my finger. We'll just continue to use it. Then we'll just take out a wet wipe. That's why we have wet wipes in the studio. All right, let's get out a wet wipe, and hopefully when I go to put the glue on the H, it won't be quite so messy. But messes happen. When you're crafty and creative, messes happen, and that's okay. Just got to have a plan to deal with them. Okay, there we go. All right, got to clean off the top of that. And then we've got our HBD. And there is our happy birthday with our party banners, our stripes and dots, and our mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. And then we have our second party banners birthday card with our layered thoughts sentiment. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you would get the party banner set. I love it. It was one of the first things I couldn't wait to purchase as soon as the catalog went live. And I'm having so much fun with it. So let me know what you think. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.